all-wheel drive, pulling in, brakes again, brakes again, brakes again, coming around. Oh yeah. What's going on, guys? Car Review Guys here. My name is AJ, and this week we have the 2025 Subaru WRX TS. There are some new features on this vehicle. We're going to go through them. Today is the full review. Next video is going to be 5 things to love, 5 things to improve. Same thing we do every week on every single car. Over 22,000 subscribers, so thank each and every one of you. Hopefully you guys are having a good 2025 so far. All right, if you're new to my channel, let's just go through the segments. That way you can skip through whatever you would like to see. So we're going to start with cinematic, 60 seconds or less. Then we're going to go around the exterior, talk stats, figures, stuff I feel like you guys would like to know. Then we'll jump into the interior, and then we'll be taking it on a drive. So without further ado, let's roll. Starting with some of the stats and figures, this WRX TS is a turbo 2.4 liter 4-cylinder boxer motor pushing 271 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. Transmission comes in a 6-speed manual. Drivetrain, all-wheel drive. Curb weight is right around 3,450 pounds, which is going to be pushing it from 0 to 60 in about 5.5 seconds. MPG is 19 city, 26 highway with a combined average of around 22 MPGs. Gas tank is 16.6 gallons. Now, vehicle dimensions, overall length 15.3 feet roughly, width is about 5.9, and ground clearance is about 5.4 inches. Pricing starts around $35,750 USD base, of course. Tester today, again, I don't have the exact window sticker, but it is roughly $46,875, and that is including the destination charge, of course. While we're in the back, let's take a look in the trunk. Now, you can pop it right below the Subaru emblem. You can probably see it right in there. I know there's a little sun glare, but nonetheless, you can see. And then there is a decent sized trunk in here, and of course, I will put here on the screen the cubic feet. One thing on the exterior before we go ahead and jump on into the interior. One thing you'll notice and know that it is a TS right out of the gate is these bronze colored calipers. You will not see anything else. That is standard on this vehicle. These also have some Potenza tires, which are Bridgestones. Maybe I'm saying that right, maybe I'm saying that wrong. Either way, we can take a look here in the rear, and they are going to be equipped with a 245/35/19. There is keyless entry. It is on the front doors only. You can see the locking mechanism there. I test every single vehicle, whether it's easy or not to get into. Keep in mind, I am 5'9" if you are new to my channel. So let's go ahead and step on in. Have to duck just a little bit. And now that we're in here, maybe one little shuffle here. And you can see it's pretty tight. My hat is actually hitting, but if I smash that all the way down, I've got like, I don't know, 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch, somewhere in there. Now leg space, I've got a good bit of space. I would say a good, I don't know, what is that, 5 inches roughly. So good leg space. This is where I sit to drive. Taking a look at the door, you can see that it does have soft touch here, soft touch there, and this is like an Alcantara, and it's almost like a fake carbon fiber look. I think it looks really cool, and I'm sure it's cost effective, which is good. Little bezels on the window switch, no wiggle, no jiggle, nice quality feel. All right, you've got seat back pockets on both seats. You have 2 different chargers there, USB-C and an A. And then if we pull down, you can see here we've got 2 cup holders and an armrest. All right, we're about to jump into the front now. Keep in mind, some of the stuff I'm going over, some little stuff may change. I am actually reviewing this vehicle before. There is no website builder yet for the 2025. So this is, again, this is a press car from Subaru. So early access, so just keep in mind if little things change here or there, don't kill the messenger. I'm just sharing with you what I have at the moment. Now, stepping into the front, let's see. Definitely some pretty good size bolsters. Gonna make me turn and get in here. And if you were much bigger than me, I'm like 165 pounds, and again, 5'9", and it is rather snug in the seat, which for me, I really like it with my build. If you're much bigger, the seats are not going to be honestly all that comfortable. Now, driver's seat, it is power. Passenger seat, it is manual. Makes sense. I actually like that combo. Taking a look at the driver's door, obviously 4 window switches there. They're all autos, which is really, really nice. And then I didn't mention in the back, obviously, but the color, I love the interior color on this TS. It's really, really cool. And then Alcantara, and then again, same look. So very similar to the rear door. New for this 2025 model, if we go out in front of us, you'll probably see it may be looking like it's blinking. It's not doing that in person. It is a digital display. So that is new for 2025, and it looks really, really nice. I noticed that as soon as I got in the vehicle. Now, you're probably going to notice right over here, it has STI. And if we come over here, it also has STI. And you will see the WRX TS in the headrest. And what the TS basically stands for is tuned by STI. So it's definitely a right step in the right direction. I would just love to see in a future year model an actual STI again. But already this is a great feel. We'll get into that more in the drive. Now, if I didn't already mention, that's a 12.3. This is also a 12.3. Obviously, this direction. I will touch something just so you can see kind of the responsiveness. A couple different things. So yeah, so nothing too crazy here. You can see up here, I've got it set on accelerator percentage, fuel consumption, and then your current angle, which again, you can set at different things. You can slide through. There's a lot of different options. If you own the vehicle, obviously feel free to play with that. Nothing too much else to call out. Dual zone temperature, and you do have heated seats. If you want to change your drive modes, that is also located here in the screen. See right down here, there's this little car look, and then drive mode select. Man, the sun is just so bright. I'm so sorry. So you have comfort, normal, sport, sport plus, and individual. It'll automatically default to sport. Because I had it on Sport Plus, turn the car off, turn it back on, and it's right back in Sport. So it seems to default to that. Maybe there's a way to override that as well. Again, I haven't played with it a lot, but again, we'll take the drive in. Let's go comfort to start, and then we'll switch her over here. You do have a nice e-brake located right here. It has a good range of motion. So again, makes sense because this is more of like a rally style type car. Now let's take a look directly over top of the shifting. So there's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And then for reverse, there is a little fella right down here. You pull up on that all the way over and down. Now that we're in reverse, you can take a look. If I can get rid of the glare for you, you can see what the camera quality looks like. It's not too bad. It could be upgraded a little bit. It's not like crystal clear, but again, definitely good enough for what you need. Further back, 2 cup holders and a small, little, tiny above us, there is no sunroof. And again, that's one thing I don't know. I don't know if that's actually going to be optional or not. Maybe just not on the TS. I don't know 100%. So again, feel free to comment below because there's going to be more information coming out after this is already released. I think that pretty much covers everything on the interior. I think it's time we get this out on the road. As we get this TS out on the road, the first thing I'm going to note on is the clutch point. It's like middle-ish, but I won't give any throttle. I'm going to be dead quiet and see if this will pick up any of the motor and the sound just letting out. Here we go. I did not touch the throttle at all. Now I'm touching the throttle. Like, it is a super easy vehicle to learn stick. As long as you're on flat, you're good to go. Now, it does have hill assist, so basically it applies the e-brake until you start giving it some throttle as you're letting off the clutch, so that way you don't roll backwards. So many of you that have been driving stick for years are going to go, wow, such a cheat code. It's taking away the ability to drive stick. I mean, I would rather someone drive or learn how to drive stick than to not, and at least they're driving stick. Now, back in the old days, of course, you would be a nervous wreck if someone pulled up behind you and it was a hill, but nonetheless. So it does have hill assist, and it is a really easy vehicle to learn stick on if you're considering this car as maybe your first manual transmission car. And it would be an amazing, even if you're not considering the TS, a WRX in general is an amazing first vehicle because it's so easy to drive and it has true symmetrical all-wheel drive. And that just allows you to not have to worry if you're in a state where you have bad weather constantly, snow, whatever you want to. It's a very easy vehicle to learn to drive, and it has an incredible all-wheel drive system. Now, more back to this TS in particular, let's touch on noise. 3 different categories, of course, for me. If you're new to my channel, there is tire noise, there is wind noise, and then lastly, you have powertrain noise. Now, powertrain noise, as we make this turn, let's get on just a little bit, not a lot. So again, you can hear it as you're getting on it, which is what I would expect. I went all of 25 miles an hour, but at least put in some throttle and you can hear it. It sounds good. Now, when you're just cruising, I'm in 4th gear, you don't hear any powertrain noise. So I think it's a really, really perfect balance. And then as far as tire noise, you can definitely hear the tires, kind of expected on a car like this. But again, not bad, but it is present. Now, as far as the wind noise goes, I think it's pretty refined. I don't think it's below average. I don't think it's above average. I think it's dead on average with a 2025. And a 2025 versus any other vehicle, what I consider average of like a 2018, they've come a long ways. All right, here in a second, let's test out this all-wheel drive system. Let's just get on it. Got a few vehicles in my way. Once they clear out and we can pull out safely, we'll give it a whirl here. We're gonna go ahead and put it into Sport Plus. All right, here we go. Oh man, see, like all-wheel drive is nice just in general, but the symmetrical all-wheel drive Subaru has is just, it's one of the best. I don't know how else to put it. It is, if it's not one of the best, it's probably the best, for being real honest. And that's why Subaru is updating all of their tech, right? Like we have a digital screen, we have the nice big touchscreen in the middle. They are stepping up to times, and I hear you guys, they hear you guys. They were a little bit behind for a while as far as updating things, but what Subaru is all about is the all-wheel drive and how dependable they are. Now, we're coming up to the cattle guard. We put it in comfort, and we're going to test noise and suspension. Here we go. Honestly, not bad. I definitely jump up just a little bit as far as suspension goes. Noise, I definitely expect it. Again, this car is, you got to understand what you're driving, and this is more of a rally style car. And I think for a rally style car, it's honestly pretty well balanced to make majority of people pretty happy. All right, let's test the cruise control. So let's hit set. All right, so driver monitoring system in use while using the eyesight is what it just popped up and said. And basically out in front of us on the windshield there, it's kind of like their version of a heads-up display, but it's just dots. It shows them as 2 green dots, which is in line with the active, or as they call it, eyesight for steering. And when your cruise is set, it stays dead center of the lane. Now, I wish you could use it without the cruise being set, but maybe in the future we'll see that. But right now you do have to have it set, but it does work really good when the cruise is set. And then adaptive cruise control, I've been happy with that during my week as well. And one more thing that I forgot to touch on as far as noise goes, even on the freeway, not too much difference. It sounds fairly similar, even to what you would hear or see right now. As far as drive modes go, I personally notice the biggest difference when it comes to steering. Throttle response, not a massive difference, definitely a little bit, but I think the biggest difference is because this is a manual transmission, and obviously gearing has so much to do with throttle response in general, that it just doesn't make as big of an impact as if you have like an automatic. But as far as all the different modes, they do definitely make a difference when it comes to suspension. I've already kind of alluded to the seats. If you're much bigger than me, they honestly probably would not be very comfortable. In my size, my stature, I think they're really comfortable. They really hug, and I don't move in turns. Like, I mean, like, I basically cannot move. Like, I'm in this seat. Now, I know we're not driving at night, but one thing I wanted to touch on is the headlights. They are nice and bright, being LED, and then also they do have, and it made me think of it because it's right below drive mode selection, and it's steering responsive headlights, which basically as you steer, they turn so that you can see around turns. Many other vehicles have it as well, but it is a nice little feature. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put it back into Sport Plus, and we're gonna be coming up. Let me put this down here. I don't know if you can see my water. Can you see that? No, I guess not, huh? Hold on. Let me reposition the camera just slightly. All right, hopefully you can see this water at least a little bit in frame. We're gonna go up here to a little S turn just to show you. And the water bottle is kind of the tell, like, as to what and G-forces I'm putting in this car. So let's go ahead and get in it. Let's have some fun. Come in hot. Let's test these brakes. Oh, the brakes. Okay. And you really have confidence with the all-wheel drive. Pulling in. Brakes again, brakes again, brakes again. Coming around. Oh, yeah. Hopefully you can see this water bottle. I think it's in frame from what I can see, but that's really the tell as to the G-forces, because again, we're in Recaros here, and they are nice and stiff and hugging. So one more time, because again, that's a lot of what this car is about, a track style car. So let's do it one more time and let's see how it feels. All right. Second gear, coming in, on the brakes, on the brakes, on the brakes, around the turn. On the brakes, back into second. Oh man, that's fun. That is fun. Again, I am sorry. I know on camera you can't tell quite as much. So I try to put the water bottle there, and hopefully it's in frame. Hopefully you can see it a little bit, but this car really gives you some confidence. It very, very good. That is where this car, in my opinion, shines. Handling with this all-wheel drive system, doesn't get much better. Now, I know the 0 to 60 isn't crazy impressive at like 5.5. I would love to see a true STI like performance version come up. I would probably buy one, even myself. Like, I would love to see a car that's like a 3.8 0 to 60 with this type of handling and this all-wheel drive. Oh, that would just be such a riot. And the manual transmission, like, that is where it's at. So, in summary, it is definitely a vehicle that you could daily drive. If you're much bigger than me, then again, the seats wouldn't be all that comfortable, but test it out for yourself. I am thoroughly impressed after spending a week with it. It is a pretty well-balanced car, but definitely you get the feeling this thing is track ready. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Next video is going to be 5 things to love, 5 things to improve, and as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.